think by being the first direct attack by Iran on Israel, it represents a very significant, a very dangerous change in the strategic environment, both militarily and politically. It's clearly a major escalation that has ended what has been for many years a constraint observed by both countries not to attack the other directly. And now that this constraint has been ended, I think one can expect more direct attacks in the future. And so I think the answer to the question is it opens up a whole Pandora's box, and we'll have to see how it ends. Well, I think if anything, the attack and the blunting of the attack, I'm told that over 99% of the attack vehicles were intercepted. It demonstrates the very importance of air and missile defense, an integrated air and missile defense. I think it is it's an essential component of any military posture, but it also demonstrates the political significance by serving as a stabilizing factor, by offering, in this case, Israel, more opportunities to think through how it will respond. If this had been a major attack and it hadn't been blunted, Israel would have been forced into a position of having to respond overwhelmingly. We will see what their response may be, but they have the luxury, and I'll use that word, they have the luxury of being able to take the time and think through how they want to respond. And I would point out that it wasn't just US and Israeli and other allied air and missile defense capabilities that resulted in this interception percentage. It was also the fact that Iran provided strategic warning, they provided tactical warning, and I'm sure that you saw the images of the drones coming in. They were even lit up as though, here we are, please intercept us. And I think we need to think about that, because the one advantage that Iran has in this context is surprise, and they totally abandoned that deliberately. So the question is, why did they do that? Did they know that they could be intercepted and therefore minimize the amount of damage and therefore lessen the response by Israel? There are a lot of questions here that we need to think through. In terms of North Korea-Iranian cooperation on ballistic cruise and other types of missile delivery systems, that's been going on for over 20 years. That was an issue when I was in the White House in Bush 43. And that cooperation, that has only grown. And I think that we do have to expect more and more cooperation between Iran and North Korea. But it's not exclusively Iran and North Korea, it's also, of course, China and it's Russia. And I think in that context, North Korea plays very large. And so it's this authoritarian axis that has developed that I think is going to play out over the next few years. And it's a very dangerous play that we have to be very careful about playing and make sure that we don't send the wrong signals. Well, I think both countries, both Iran and North Korea, have put an enormous amount of resources into their missile delivery systems. And why would they do that? In North Korea, the focus has always been on nuclear. But that's been our focus. We have to consider their full range of capabilities. And Iran very well may, and this is something that I haven't seen anybody talk about, very well may take this lesson from the last few days as a reason to move forward with their nuclear program. Iran, as I've said before on your program, is a virtual nuclear weapon state today. It lacks only the political decision of moving forward. And believe me, they have, through their cooperation with North Korea, been working on the delivery of a nuclear weapon through a ballistic missile delivery system. That's something that's very troubling. If only one nuclear got through, that could very well be the end of Israel, and the Israelis know that.